Yeah, what a fucking idiot, dude. Anyway.
Oh, I wonder who they were talking about.
We were talking about that chick Matt has a crush on.
Oh, well, come on. Narrow it down,
Yeah.
Joseph.
I guess
Welcome
Amy
to-
Cardinelli.
Ooh. Yikes. Welcome to Locker Room Talk. I can't decide if this is going to be the belated Patreon episode or the free episode.
Well, don't say that into the mic, dude. That's for me to decide when I post it.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
this
So
is
either
either-
mind your
yeah.
P's and Q's or hang it loose and hope for the best.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So please bear in mind that if you are a Patreon subscriber, listen to this with the understanding that what we talk about on the next episode, you may have already heard or you may have not heard. This is too confusing.
Welcome to
Joe.
the Locker Room Talk podcast, everybody. In what may or may not be a free or Patreon episode.
Dude, this is like Inception. My mind can't handle it.
We
It's
are
too
at the
complex.
we are at the whims of Joe Gorman.
Yeah, is this a special episode? Is it a reggae?
You're fucking gaslighting me is what you're doing.
What are you talking
You want
about,
me to be
dude?
confused and unsure of myself so you could riff around me in circles.
What? Maybe this will be the regular episode so Bobby's breakdown can be
Yeah,
fully
Joe. What does
seen.
it feel like to have to do crazy mind games to be funnier than Bobby?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the only explanation.
Oh, my God. Well,
What
welcome.
kind of mind games have you been playing for the last 38 years of your life?
Just the best kind,
Yeah.
man. Damn, dude. I guess it'd only be of Bobby's life.
Do you think it would be like a Truman Show situation where like Joe only acts crazy in front of me, and then when I talk to other people, I'm like, Joe's kind of crazy, and they're like, what are you talking about? You know, and then it's
Maybe.
kind of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Then I realized that there's never been a Joe Gorman.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah.
just the manifestation of all the malignant parts of my mind.
Right.
Bobby,
Yeah.
that chills me to the bone.
I'm chilled, dude.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, I will say though, you have very nice silky hair this evening.
Thank you, Bobbert.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders.
Have you been? I actually didn't shampoo this morning.
Are you kidding me?
I woke up a little late.
Why?
Because I got home a little late.
Ooh, why?
Because I was booked last on the Late Show.
Oh, I thought you were eating a little pussy.
No.
How are things going with that girl?
There is no girl.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting. That's not what you said off mic, but you know what? That's not here.
That's what
nor
we were
now.
talking about when we started the episode.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Apparently, you're not supposed to wash your hair every day, right?
No, not every day. It
I've
breaks
heard
down
that-
the oils.
Yeah, I've heard that before where it's like you're supposed to only wash your hair like once a week.
I thought that was for the ladies.
It depends. Everyone's hair type is
Yeah.
different. I have
well,
to wash.
when I had my long hair, yeah, there were women who told me you're technically not supposed to wash it.
I get dandruff
every
though.
day.
If I could go one day, like maybe I could do every other day, but more than
Yeah.
every other day, I'm gonna get some flakes.
I don't get dandruff, but especially when I had my longer hair, it would just get greasy if I didn't
Yeah.
wash it after a day or two.
Well, after a day or two, you can always do a dry shampoo. You know what also works is
Yeah.
a little bit of baby powder on your oily hair. The baby powder will absorb the extra oil. You brush it out, and you got a fucking gorgeous mane ready to
See,
go.
this is a male positive podcast. Am I correct in saying?
This is a male-only podcast.
Male only podcast. If you're a woman, please shut it off.
Yeah.
We're
Unless you have
discussing-
sex with us.
Unless you have sex with one or all three of us.
Mm.
Ooh.
not two though.
No.
You can't allow that. If you fuck only two of us, there's a problem.
Yeah.
You can fuck one of us. Once you fuck the second one, you gotta fuck all three.
That's a great. That's
Yeah.
in the bylaws of the Locker Room Talk contract.
Yeah.
Actually. Adios mio, Poppy. Damn. I am feeling good. I had a protein bar before this.
Really?
Bear Bells bars are better than Quest bars. That's right, folks. I've made the
Really?
switch. And I'm famously brand loyal, but I've changed it up a little
What
bit.
made you? What made? What?
These
What?
tastes so much better, Joe.
Why? What's in them?
I mean, just sugar alcohols that are probably, we're going to find out 10 years from now, cause cancer. But
Yeah.
no added sugar, folks.
I've had some of those, the Perfect Bar, I think they're called, at Whole
That's
Foods.
every bar you eat, Matt.
Yeah. At Whole Foods, they sell those protein bars. They're okay. I still like Quest bars. Quest bars have more protein than them
The
also.
Quest cookies.
Quest cookies are good.
Call
Better
me-
than
yeah.
better than Lenny's.
Call me old-fashioned. I'll have a good-ass Cliff Bar, and I know it's mostly sugar. I don't care. At least I know at least I can read the fucking ingredients.
Yeah.
It's not like you get like a protein bar and it's like dimethyl alcohol. It's like that's fucking great.
I
at
love
least this it's
dimethyl
like
alcohol, though.
Yeah.
at least like with Cliff
It
Bars
has
it's like
alcohol in it.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I put it around my gums.
you just
I
fucking
wish-
use that.
I wish you'd have a jump off a Cliff Bar.
Whoa, come on, Matt. You didn't mean
something
that.
to say to a friend.
I mean, fucking, I've been holding it in for so long. You know?
Matt's so angry. Matt's angry because I canceled our 1 year anniversary dinner
Yeah.
because like the results were too divided, and by too
Yikes.
divided it means I don't want to go to Dave and Buster's, so I won't honor it. And as the official creator, president, CEO, and controlling share of Locker Room Talk, I hereby denounce the 1 year anniversary.
I mean, we
We're
could just-
starting anew.
We could just go to one of the other options if we really don't want to go to Dave and Buster's.
No, I don't really care. But it's just like
I'm lukewarm about David Buster myself, and that is very funny if we're forced to go to a place we don't really want to go to
Yeah.
because our fans made us.
Just the picture of like all of us or me having a great time and you two kind of like whatever.
Hey, can I completely tarnish the momentum of this conversation?
what are you
Sure.
gonna do?
So, my mic is on, right?
Yeah,
Because it's pointing to the ceiling,
it's going up,
and
yeah.
that's good. Okay. I don't want to repeat.
I did a triple mic check before we
triple
started.
mic check. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kelly can attest to that.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh, good. She got her vape pen working again.
ooh,
No, they didn't take it back. Finn, go so mom can get a new vape pen.
Finnegan.
And dad can get a vape pen.
Go.
You better go. We're gonna take you to the Chinese market.
Oh.
Oh, babe, he wants to
Oh.
hang out here. He wants to be on the podcast.
he could feel the toxic masculinity. Say hi
Yeah.
to the people, Finn.
He's happy, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a handkerchief.
No, not we. He's back on his collar.
Finn's a dog for anybody just joining us.
Finn knows. Finn makes an appearance on almost every video podcast we have at this point,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to go outside, I guess. We're having pizza for dinner. What are you doing?
Oh, nice. I am going to have protein powder,
Disgusting.
a tablespoon of all natural peanut butter on
Okay.
keto bread.
Yeah.
Yikes. What kind of
and-
bread? What do you mean keto bread?
It's and I'm not keto, by the way, but it is the only bread at my supermarket that doesn't have added sugar. I don't know why we put sugar in bread.
Why don't you go to Whole Foods?
Because there's not one near my apartment,
Where do you live?
Bushwick.
There's
What's
plenty
the
of
street
there's-
number?
yeah.
That's for the Patreon.
There's a
Right.
Whole. Well,
Which
maybe
might
this
be
is
this
Yeah. So
episode.
look, just give us the address and we'll make sure it goes behind the Patreon.
Yeah. I feel weird, and it's a little smaller too. It's only 60 calories for bread, so it's like,
You have to have two sandwiches then.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends. I'm always eating less carbs than I really should be.
Why?
It's just how it works out. The way I do it. And guys, if you want, you could shut this off now. But it's I eat a gram of.
Well, before you guys know Bobby's diet and workout plan, you should know we were at the gym together this week, and me with the broken arm am lifting just as much weight as Bobby is.
Yes.
Well, Matt, you're like 3 times his size. That's not like, hey, yeah, I'm fucking stronger than this guy who's like the size of a child, and I'm like twice the size of a man.
very
Well,
big
I'm also-
child.
Matt, you're
Tall
like half
child.
the. That's like
I'm
half
lifting. I'm
strength.
lifting like much lighter. than
Oh, whatever.
have
I
a
can
broken arm.
bench press twice as much as both of you combined.
I'm
In
just
fact,
saying-
Matt will
if
sit
you
on.
could bench with just will,
Yeah,
just
Matt,
how much you feel.
Matt
you
will
should
sit on
bench.
one end of the bars, and Bobby will sit on the other, and I'll fucking lift it easily, and
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
and like they'll be like, "Whoa, how
Or
is this guy
is
so
this a
strong?"
metaphor for our podcast's popularity? Or?
No, not at all, dude. Come on, everyone puts in an equal share on this podcast.
Yeah, and also Bobby's like for what it's worth, like Bobby's like there are plenty of people my size that could not lift as much as Bobby does.
No, that's not true.
yeah.
Tall guys are naturally strong from lifting boulders and shit. Like, look, dude, fucking a kid's trapped under a car. Who are you gonna have? Like a little tyke like Bobby, or a fucking regular size, deceptively weak man?
It
like
depends.
Matt?
It depends on who it is. There are plenty of tall comedians that we know
Who?
that I would not.
Name one.
That's taller than Bobby. That I think Bobby's stronger than.
Yeah,
John Moskowitz.
that's not fair, dude. Because John Moskowitz is like 19 years old, and 2, he's a
But his
fucking
mind is older.
he's a fucking waif, dude. So Bobby should be stronger than somebody he's like 10 years older than.
He's not, I don't think he's that much older.
I'm so conflicted about this bit because I don't want to be mean to other people, but it is complimenting me.
yeah.
In a way. In a way.
In a
Who
way.
else? Who else is stronger than Bobby?
You mean who else is Bobby stronger?
Yeah,
than?
who else is Bobby stronger than?
let's go with-
Every woman who's had the displeasure of being on the same showcase, they found out the hard way.
Wait, I'm raping women that are on the shows with me, but I'm not even the producer. I'm just on the lineup.
Yeah,
But how do I make that work?
because
I mean, I've done it, but refresh my memory.
you go by Roy Beard,
Oh,
and they're
I
like,
see.
damn, we need a fucking diversity booking.
Okay.
And if you don't know, Roy Beard is Bobby's biological name,
My biological
Yeah.
name.
but he goes by his slave name, Bobbert,
Yeah,
in America.
the anglified version of my name.
Yeah.
Finn is knocked out
when
today.
when I was senior year of high school, I was this height, and Bobby could lift more than I was able to then.
Whatever, dude. When I was in senior year of high school, I was my height too.
Yeah. But I'm saying I was the same height, but I was a lot weaker.
Did you buy beer for friends?
I know. I mean, yeah. Generally, I would. We had like
In
people
high
would-
school, in high school, I mean,
In
like,
high
did you
school-
like do the bear run because you were like an adult-sized person?
No, I didn't like facially look like an adult.
You just look like a giant toddler.
Not really.
Like the John Mulaney thing of tall child.
Which
just look like a
one is
tall
that? I
child.
stopped listening to John Mulaney after he cheated on his wife.
Yeah. Good for you.
I stopped listening
that's your
after-
thing, right?
I stopped
You're like, John
listening-
Mulaney's stealing from me.
Yeah.
He's stealing
You
my
won't
bit.
come into fucking my house and talk about the bits I fucking do.
Yeah.
How dare?
Um,
No, it was like he was like, I don't need a fucking kid. I have a dog and a girlfriend and a wife. And then he's like, I got a half Asian pregnant.
a girlfriend and a wife. He
Yeah.
said that.
Oh my God, the
Wifey,
writing was on the
girlfriend, and
walls.
No, I'm trying to. When I drank in high school, I like went to a friend's house where the beer was
Ooh.
already.
You
and
never
we-
fucking BYOB'd?
not in high school. In college, yeah.
In college, you'd
By
fucking
the time I
show
was
up.
in college, I was like doing beer runs, and usually I looked older, especially once I grew a beard. I was good.
Okay.
There was
Roy
like a
Beard,
kid I
yeah.
knew, Brian Rowe. I don't know if you're alive or dead, but he's alive. But yeah, he would always get beer for folks because he was like, a senior in high school with like a full fucking beard, like a lumberjack
Yeah.
beard, and he was like 6'2" on the football team.
Yeah.
There were like me, who was a senior who could easily pass as a fucking 8th grader.
Yeah.
And then there were like people that look like adults. High school is wildly
Yeah.
unfair.
There was,
Like you're in the same
yeah.
fucking you're in like the environment with these people and everyone's living vastly different lives, even people within the same financial
Yeah.
bracket.
Yeah.
Because like we all, like where I grew up, which is Half Moon Bay, which is a predominantly white fucking coastal town. There were still like people that were like mega rich, where they had like a grand piano in their living room, and then there was like
What's so great about this piano?
it was expensive. It was actually made from real elephant tusk.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I actually, because my dad was a pianist. Like we grew up with it wasn't a grand piano, but it was a piano.
Yeah.
We had a piano in the apartment growing up, and I didn't know that was a thing that other kids didn't have. Because it was like one other kid's house I went to, I think, who had one.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought it was like another piece of furniture that everyone has in their house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first time I started going to enough kids' houses where I'm like, oh, not everyone has this. They all have the couch. They all have the TV. They don't all have the piano, though.
Do you know how many pianos are in people's houses and it just operates as like another table though?
Exactly.
Someone
yeah.
that was
Or a
like-
talking point.
Yeah. Oh
Or-
yeah, I play a little bit.
Or
Yeah.
like, it's like they plan on like, well, our kid's gonna take piano lessons. Eventually.
Yeah.
How many people actually play the piano?
I can a little bit.
No, you don't. You've never mentioned this before. What do you play?
Well, I could play guitar, and like one time someone showed me like how to put my hands on the piano.
Yeah.
If you know how to play one instrument, you can kind of
transcribe it. What music
I can play "The Way I Am" by Eminem.
can you?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
What
Yeah, that's
about
cool. But I can't do the bass with my left hand. I could just
It's
do
funny.
the
My dad used to because he went to Juilliard and he did a few like concertos, but he wasn't able to like make a living with it.
Uh-huh.
So he started teaching, and so he would be the guy playing the piano for like the school plays. So he would always be playing like Beethoven, Chopin, stuff like that. And every once in a while I would hear like some pop song because he's like doing like one rehearsal the day before. He's like, I gotta fucking learn a Lady Gaga for tomorrow night.
Hell yeah.
How fast was your dad like turning that around? Like,
Oh, he could do those pretty easily.
So it was
pop
just-
song,
yeah.
yeah. He like would practice Beethoven for 50 years and learn still learns new ways of playing certain pieces like that to this day. But any of those he could do almost like he could just read the notes and do it almost instantly. Like it's kind of crazy how few people of all the people who could play piano or go to Juilliard and all, how few people are that like make a living as a concert pianist. It's like so few. So
Yeah.
he's like really good, but I mean, how many people how much of an audience is there to see how many different pianists?
It's almost like being the world's greatest trapeze artist.
a little bit.
You know? Or like
yeah.
I read that like the best professional bowlers,
Yeah.
like they make like $30,000 a year.
that's
Yeah.
sick, dude.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it is kind of.
That's fucking on, dude. That's way more than we make doing stand up.
Oh
Yeah.
well, that's not true, Joseph.
Oh, really?
No, we
Dude, the
both make-
Patreon view is public. People see how much
Yeah,
money
that's
we're
true.
making, dude.
Yeah,
We can't be like
but
we're
the ad revenue, Joe, you're forgetting about the ad revenue.
for what? What do we? What sponsor should we have?
Bang Energy.
Yeah.
We've
We
been
honestly,
subliminally We've been undercover doing it. I don't know if you watch every
I didn't say
episode.
subliminal, so he said he's switching over to undercover.
sub undercover.
In an undercover method.
Subliminal
Remember when
advertising.
George W. Bush like couldn't say subliminal and he was like sublimable? Nuclear. What a retard he was.
Nuclear,
But
yeah.
he can fucking execute a hell of a 9/11, dude. He really
Yeah.
knocked out. He maybe he's I guess he's an idiot savant
Yeah.
where he's
Some
bad
say
at
that's
everything.
only half right.
Ooh.
I would the top like people playing concert piano though, because the people who go to like concert halls to see someone play the piano are super rich.
Okay.
So the top people who are doing it do make a lot of money, but there's just not a lot of them. And with YouTube, there's like probably more so now than there even were before. But it's when you're practicing, like for my dad, when he's like playing different books like Beethoven, Mozart, and them, there's like maybe it goes 10 or 15 deep, and that's over the last 500 years.
Oh wow.
I mean, there's probably more. I'm probably talking out of my ass right now.
Ooh.
But in general, there's like with comedians, there's a list of like the top 100 comedians, and you can go through in the last 50 years, you can name 100 comedians that most people would know their name. I don't think you could do that with like concert pianists over the last few hundred years.
No, I couldn't tell you one.
I
Yeah,
can't.
you could.
Oh,
Elton
that-
John.
Elton John. Liberace.
Ah.
Who else?
I don't know if they would be
Billy
concert
Joel?
Oh,
yeah.
he's the piano man.
Yeah.
Sing us a song.
I can.
And he's also a raging alcoholic, but he's got a hot fucking daughter.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, dude, hotter than Eminem's daughter.
I don't know how hot that is because I refuse to sexualize Eminem's daughter. but
Why?
I
Aren't
just
you
can't.
afraid? Aren't you like when Eminem like make fun of you for like not saying like, man, this guy gay as fuck. Don't want to break it off of my hot ass little daughter.
No, I don't. Marshall wouldn't behave that way.
Are you on a
I would-
first name basis?
I would hate for him to write a diss track about locker room talk.
How funny was it that Fluke's section of the roast diss track got cut off? That's the only part that got cut off on the last episode.
Yeah, because he wrote a whole diss track about dad meat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was, and
Yeah.
and we were like, we're gonna have Mike on the show, so
Will we?
Yeah.
yeah, so we cut off his mic.
We're gonna have to get some new mic cords.
Right.
Yikes.
Anything like the Chris Rock diss track of Will Smith.
Ooh. So my coworkers who generally don't bother me about comedy stuff.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Have you watched Chris Rock?" So everybody's watching this, and I haven't watched
Yeah.
it yet. And you're telling me that I have to because the last 10 minutes he goes in.
He goes in.
All right, no.
You want to pull it up now?
No, I want to watch it alone in my bed.
Ooh.
Yeah, while
Yeah.
I'm getting a little. That's my foreplay. I watch a little Chris
Yeah.
Rock stand up. I'll watch a strong black.
You've
man.
seen it, Joe, right?
I have.
All right, so within the next few days, by the next Patreon episode.
No,
gotta
we're
watch
talking about it now. Sorry, Bobs. Fucking cover your ears. We got to strike while iron's hot. The algorithm's going to be completely lost, and everyone's already going to forget about the Chris Rock special.
That's true.
I do think it was interesting that they did it completely live.
Yes.
Bob, you're not going to miss out on anything, dude. It's not going to take any. How many times do we sit and watch stand-up specials? I haven't. This is the first one I've watched in years.
I think there's still like when Burr comes out with one, I'll watch it.
I haven't watched that. Last thing, I watched like half of Paper Tiger. I was like, I'd rather just watch him live.
Damn, that's cold.
What?
Burr.
Ooh.
I think when Louis comes out with a special, I watch the Chappelle. I watched the Chris Rock one. I liked this. I liked the special. I thought it was better than the last like few he's done. Pretty much like the ones he came out. I remember Kill the Messenger. I thought was a good one. That's the one where he did like 3 different venues.
I hated that one.
I thought that was
hated
good.
that one.
Really?
It took away some of the magic of it.
I guess. Yeah.
Always hearing like you hear how he's like working on the same bit.
Yeah.
And the way it was cut, where he was just because he's already such a repetitive motherfucker.
Yeah.
Always repeating the same line. Got to say the same thing. Saying it over again. Saying it again.
There's
And-
one word in one bit he did. He repeated a
The
lot. I
N-word.
feel like you would like.
The N-word.
But I mean, Bigger and Blacker is like one of the best specials of all time. So
Yeah.
I would say if you haven't watched it yet, don't go into this expecting it to be that.
How cool would it be if he
but-
died shortly after Bigger and Blacker was made?
Yeah.
That's all we can hope. That's all you can hope
yeah.
for is like you die shortly after you're an elephant
Yeah.
in the room.
Did you like the special?
It was all right. It was
Yeah.
like, I mean, it was like generic. Everyone was watching it to hear him talk about the Will Smith thing.
yeah.
So he was smart to kind of pepper little winks and nods throughout his set,
Yeah.
working up to it. And then finally, like the last 10 minutes, he like
Yeah.
goes all in. Unfortunately, Bobby, cover your ears, when he flubs the closing
He does
punchline.
flub one of the punchlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, that sucks because you have to kind of go back and.
Yeah. But
All right,
I did-
Bobby, we're good.
we're good, Bobby. I
He
did
fucked up his closer.
Do you
Yeah.
do you think they could hear me singing in the background?
No, I'm gonna edit it in post.
Perfect.
I did like the special. Like all the jokes he was doing with the first 15 minutes, I thought were good.
It was all right.
You watched the pre-show and post-show?
No, because I share Netflix with my family,
Okay.
so you can't watch that shit live. Apparently.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought you shared your Netflix with your ex-girlfriend.
All right, dude.
You
stop.
gotta be careful when you do that because
Why?
if you watch something that she wouldn't ordinarily watch,
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck up the algorithm. Yikes!
It is a fucking banger. of it. That
It is.
actually shows like how powerful my comedy is. That like even when Bobby transcribes it,
Yeah.
it's like it still hits.
Yeah.
It's like god damn, dude. Like what a fucking like you know how sometimes like it's like Shakespeare's so great because decades and generations later people are still reciting the shit.
Yeah.
It's like damn, this still hits.
Yeah.
Not unlike my fucking comedy.
Right.
Where it's like, you know, it'll be taught in it'll be deconstructed in schools.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what do you think Mr. Gorman meant when he accused his co-host on his podcast of raping a child? And it's like, it's actually man's struggle against their base desires and obligation to put out 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah. It's actually a boy's struggle against Bobby Sheehan.
Yeah, a boy struggle to keep his asshole closed against Bobby Sheehan. Oh, man. Hey, add Bobby on LinkedIn. Come
Yeah.
on, folks. What are you doing? You think you're better? You think you think you're a good person because you want to add a child rapist on LinkedIn? Come on, help him out.
Are
He's
you team Chris Rock or team Will Smith?
I'm team neither.
Yeah.
I'm team
Because
I'm
there
team-
seems to be some backlash. There
From
was
who?
one. There was one
Or
tweet.
how about Blacklash? Huh?
Yes. Ooh. There was a tweet that got like semi-viral, kind of viral. That was, I think Will Smith should slap Chris Rock again, based on the stuff.
Who
he
said that? A woman?
Yeah.
That's why, dude.
Probably.
Women don't
Why
understand.
don't you have those filtered out in your feed?
Women don't understand the
it's-
violence behind their words sometimes.
No, the problem
Where's
is
our
that
violence?
now there's there's For You and following on Twitter. For You was my normal set for a while, and I changed it to following, and
What?
I like my Twitter a lot better. Now it just has them both side by side, and once it's there, I don't have the self-control to not go to the For You and see. All
They
right,
have a
let's
For
see.
You sec. Hair Elon, fucking fix this shit, dude. Make us Help us better create an echo chamber where we don't have to get
Yeah.
exposed to this shit.
No, it's not even that. Because within my following, I follow a wide kind of range of beliefs, but it's just less psychos.
Do you follow that one OnlyFans girl? Like, this has been showing up on mine.
The one
where,
OnlyFans
where she's
girl?
like this. Click the replies if you want to see a picture of an asshole, and then you click the replies, and it's her showing a picture of her asshole. And then I'm like, did I fucking follow this woman? And I didn't. It was like follow this fucking. It was like recommended.
No, I haven't seen that.
Wow, dude.
I did see.
You do create the algorithms you want to see.
Yeah,
on that
you do.
shit.
Well,
if I
that's
want to see
yeah.
pictures of assholes, I'll just turn on C-SPAN.
There you go.
Hey, get out of here, dude. I don't want to hear that shit in this house.
I will because the thing is when it's my For You, it'll send me down my worst instincts of things that just kind of crazy people saying crazy things about
Matt?
whatever my interests are, and I'll end up just wasting a lot of time going
Just
to
getting
a thread.
angry. But you like
Yeah.
being angry.
Not
It's anger
really.
porn.
Nah, I don't like it. That's the thing. In the moment, I'm like, fucking the curiosity gets the best of me. Let me see it. But then afterwards, I'm like, I don't feel good that I did that. My life would have been better if I hadn't
Yeah,
have
but
done
that's
that.
that's addiction in general. When you
Yeah.
get done with it, you're like, I shouldn't have done it, and I feel bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
Damn,
have
so
to-
I'm not addicted to shit. Because I'm like, damn, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad no one saw me.
Yeah, I have self-control up to a point. Same thing with junk food. If I
Ooh.
when I go to the grocery store, I don't buy it, so it's not in the house. If it's in the house, I'm eating it. I can't once I get something in the house, it's all go, and I don't have I'll save some for later. I don't have that. So on the Twitter feed, when For You and following are next to each other, and I have the option to do both, I'm gonna look at both. If I can make it just so it's following, and I have to go into settings and take all these extra steps to give me the For You, I won't do it.
Elon, please fix
Yes.
Twitter. You're ruining Matt's life.
Yeah.
Matt is going to read the opinions of 20-year-old women and get
Yes.
furious. And is that the kind of... He just had brain surgery a few years ago.
Even it's just because other things I'm interested in, I'll just look through someone's Twitter thread about a dumb sports opinion they had, and it's in my following, I get a range of opinions on sports from people who aren't psychos, but I'm like, let me go over to the For You and see what a psycho thinks about this, and then I just read a whole thread about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might delete my Twitter.
Why?
I get less out of it every day. I feel like
Yeah.
I got Instagram because I was literally missing spots because people are like, "What's your Instagram?" And I was like, "I don't have one. I could tell you what my Facebook is." And they're like, "Oh no, that's okay."
Yeah, people don't really DM on Twitter.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
much,
yeah,
yeah.
so I'm not getting anything out of it, and I have 900 something followers.
Ooh, bobber.
Can't quite get the 4 figures that I quite honestly deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
What do
I
you
might
think is
make
holding
my
you
exit.
back?
I'm definitely being shadow banned by big tech. It's not the
Yeah.
content. It's not that I'm not a good.
How often do you tweet?
You know,
You're
like once
boring, Matt.
I know.
You already
dude.
walked him, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Poor guy probably has to take Claritin.
That's
You
right.
know.
It was right here on the table.
We all have our Achilles heel.
Yeah.
You know, like you have drugs.
And my sweet Kumar, who I would do anything for.
Oh.
So if she asked me to stop the podcast, I'd stop.
Oh my God, Kelly. Don't make Joe stop the podcast. I'm not. Just completely misses the
Does
riff
Finn-
and thinks I'm being
Finn doesn't want to
paranoid.
go.
Poor Finnegan.
Come on, Finn. Come up here.
Finnegan.
Yeah, well, welcome the new third mic, Matt's
Finnegan is a
replacement.
dog, folks. For those just joining us, Matt is getting Claritin.
Matt, I could hear him.
He is allergic to the cat pembastis that is in this apartment. So even though he's the bouncer of locker room talk, he's big and strong. He does need, to make sure that his sinuses are in check. That's the thing, dude. If there was a machine at the gym that was "Don't sneeze at cats" machine, I'd be able to do more reps. I want to be on record of saying that right now. Oh, he's back. Hey, Matt, we were just talking about you.
Matt's like, where's the cat?
I had to take another Claritin.
Sweetie. Damn, what
fighting
causes allergies?
Genetics.
Is it true that they
Being Jewish.
being Jewish is a big one? Is it true that they could spontaneously arise at any time? Because I'm currently not allergic to anything, not to flex, and I'm worried that one day, all of a sudden, my fucking throat's gonna close up and I break out in hives.
I don't think so. I feel like it's more formative in your youth,
Yeah.
and then like as an adult, you're more set in your ways. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
I feel like I might have been allergic to dogs when I was a kid, but it's also because I grew up in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Yeah.
So I feel like the houses that had dogs were just fucking filthy and covered in dog hair.
Plus, you come from a long line of people that ate dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
You would think that would hurt and not help.
No, I think it would be beneficial.
Yeah. Matt, when did you realize you were allergic to cats? Were you a child?
When
no,
we started
it
the
was
podcast.
after I.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
sweetie.
It was after I moved out because my parents, my whole life, we had cats.
Really?
When I moved out, every time I would go back, I would get all sniffly and eyes swelling up.
Do you
my
think it's
God.
because you abandoned your family, so God cursed you?
Probably.
Damn.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Make a beeline from the feline, as I say.
Matt's
Matthew.
fighting for his life, dude. What a sacrifice.
Mhm.
Joe Rogan's like, oh, it's a lot for me to come into the studio and record. Matt risks his life every time.
Absolutely.
You're
It's
like
worth it for you listeners.
Bless you.
Damn, poor Matt, dude. Bobby, you're going to have to hold this podcast down. It's up
Okay.
to you now, dude.
I'll do my best, man.
Matt, you want to take a little nap?
Yes.
You want to lie down for a bit?
Sure.
Rest for a little while.
Just lay on Joe's lap.
Aw, poor
Joe
little
is,
Matt.
I will say, Joe is very comfy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You're very, to rest one's head on Joe's belly. I hope
Yeah.
you all get to experience it one day.
Yeah,
That's
he's
why you
worked
wanna
really hard to make sure no part of his body is toned in any way.
Yeah, dude. I got to make sure I'm basically like a human teddy bear.
Yes.
Come.
Yeah.
That's why you guys make sure you come to a live show
Yeah.
because Joe will personally let every single man, woman, and child rest their head on his
Yeah.
navel for at least. Do we want to say 5 seconds? 10 seconds?
I would say 4 breaths.
Yeah.
Poor
Joe
Bronx.
identifies as a beanbag American.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Matt's trying to fucking roast it. He's roasting like his life depends on it,
Yeah.
hoping that laughter will be the best medicine and cure him.
Yes.
But my loyal Kappa Bastus knew Matt was going to allude that I'm fat, and so he poisoned Matt, and now Matt's going to die.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that's why Finney's hiding under the table. He's scared because he knows what has to be done.
We're all going to die one day.
Even me?
Even you, Joe.
No. get
No,
the fuck
Joe's
outta
immortal.
here.
How's the health going?
Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
1 month being a full vegetarian.
Nice.
I did it.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Shit's easy.
Yeah.
You do look better.
Thank you. I feel better, but at what cost? Not eating McDonald's every day. It sucked. That does suck.
Yeah.
I miss McDonald's, but it's okay.
McDonald's is like, it's a weird pivot for McDonald's for me because as a kid, it was like the funnest place to go.
Yeah.
Where it was like you were having a nice time. Mom was letting you get a little crazy, maybe
Yeah.
even going to the ball pit.
The play
get a
Ooh,
place.
the
toy.
ball pit was
Yeah.
clutch.
Yeah, where
Big
you could get like
deal.
syphilis and stabbed with hypodermic needles.
That's
and-
What?
the way to do it.
Yeah.
What kind of ball pits were you going to?
The-
Mine were fun. I remember the Burger King near where I grew up had a full like jungle gym.
Yeah, those are
With like
cool.
a slide that goes into the ball
Yeah.
pit.
Oh yeah.
That was always a banger.
McDonald's like, we got a ball pit. Burger King's like, we're gonna put a slide into the ball pit. Wendy's was like, we'll have a Baconator. I'm like, I think Wendy's won.
That was like such a big deal to go to McDonald's just to play in like because you got a Happy Meal.
Uh-huh.
So like not only did you get like a burger, fries, a drink, you also got a toy. And then you would have the play place to kill a little like 15 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if any if you guys can relate to this, the specific names, but I feel like there's something like this. So for me, where I grew up in Queens, there was Play Aerobics, was like the place you would go to that had the ball pit, the maze, and everything. And it was kind of a small place. And out in Long Island, there was Discovery Zone.
There was a
That's-
Discovery Zone. We
Yeah,
had
that's where
Discovery
like
Zone.
that was the divide. The like kind of middle class kids, we'd go to Play Aerobics, and the rich kids, they would make us all go all the way out to Long Island to go to Discovery Zone or Qzar, the laser tag.
There was we had a Discovery Zone.
Yeah.
Growing up, I loved Discovery Zone.
that was awesome.
That was did your Discovery Zone have a ball pit with like a pyramid in the middle that you could use ropes to climb up on?
I believe so.
Oh,
Yeah, I do
dude.
remember
I
that.
loved going to Discovery Zone as a kid. One of my best friends, Brady, sometimes we'd like meet up there,
Yeah.
and then we'd have like play dates to go to Discovery Zone, play at Discovery Zone, and then we'd go and then like we'd have like a sleepover.
Yeah.
And we play fucking Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
We'd stay up late. We watch MTV Liquid Television.
Yeah.
Where they would have like Beavis and Butthead and the
Yeah.
Max and the
Okay,
Head.
yeah, for me, there was no Chuck E. Cheese near where I lived. It was always either Play Aerobics or Discovery Zone. Those were like the Chuck E. Cheese type place. I guess they had arcade games also at Discovery Zone. But it was mainly
it was
like
mostly
the
like the
maze.
it was mostly like the physicality.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese was more of the video game place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby, did you have any of that growing up in Westchester?
Yes. I can't remember Orange County, by the way. It bothers me more than anything else for people to think that I'm from Westchester.
Why, dude?
Because for people to think you're rich when you're not, that sucks.
Why?
Because being you want the opposite. You want to be rich, but no one knows about it.
Yeah.
No one knows that like it was so much easier for you
Yeah.
to get along in comedy. But then you get like the satisfaction of being like, well, everyone knows that I worked hard, but the opposite of that stinks. Because the opposite of that is
Everyone hates you because of a thing that you don't even get to enjoy.
you don't even
Damn.
enjoy the privilege of.
Oh, go
Like, if
cry to your
you're-
butler about it, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
If you're rich and everyone hates you about it, at least you still get to be rich.
Exactly.
But if everyone hates you for being rich and you're not rich, that is the worst of both worlds.
It's such a funny. I wonder if it's an American phenomenon to not want to be like, because most people that are rich hide it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's almost like you want to have this. I guess it comes from like the frontier ethic of America, or the fact that we're seen as each man builds his own empire.
Yeah.
Picks himself up from his bootstraps. Like I wonder, like in other places, you could like go to a club and be like, "Hey, I'm rich because my dad is rich. Do you want to suck my dick?" And she'll be like, "Yes, I do."
Well, it's interesting.
Doesn't
also-
really work in America.
Yeah, well, the
in America,
whole-
you have to be like, I was born a poor black child,
Yeah.
but I created an empire. And she's
That'll
like,
never
well,
happen.
that ability to create an empire is what makes me want to.
Well,
suck
also
your
the
dick.
old like American way, like all the frontier spirit and all. The whole idea of it was we're going out there to build this house and like our life is going to be tough so that my kid's life can be better.
Yeah.
Like you wanted the child to not have to go through the stuff you did.
Yeah.
I think what happened was we had generations of people like boomers who didn't actually do much for the next generation. They're like, you guys are spoiled. And
Yeah.
it's like, you didn't really build things to leave us in a better place.
Yeah, thanks a lot, you old fucks. Enjoy the shitty retirement home your cool ass fucking Gen X and Gen Z kids will drop you off in.
Like the generations from like the 1800s or 1700s that actually worked to make the next generation better, they wanted the next generation to be spoiled. That's why they did it.
Society will flourish when men plant trees that they'll never be able to rest in the shade of.
Yeah.
You just come up with that?
I did. I was thinking about that.
That's
And I was like, what would really benefit society? That
Mhm.
kind of forward thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I ever had a what was it
Sexual
called?
experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and and what was the
Discovery Zone.
Yeah, I remember playing in a place like that, but
You
like a
had
few times.
horseback riding growing up.
Right,
so-
dressage.
Yeah.
Dressage.
Dude.
We would have our butlers fight in the front yard while father was away.
Yeah,
That's sick, dude.
you
Well,
you knew that Romney was gonna lose when the fucking dressage thing came out. When I
Yeah.
learned what that was, I was like, if he was running against anybody, the fact that he participated in horse dancing would hurt him. But he's going against a black guy who is still very cool.
Who's the
Yeah.
black guy?
Obama.
The Muslim?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the way they went after Romney in 2012 in hindsight fucked things up so much because of how they tried to make him out to be like evil and crazy. Like he rode with a dog strapped to the roof of his car and it's
Right.
like if only you know what is coming.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's funny was
Like now we
yeah.
try and like say people are crazy and whatever and it's like what you were saying that about Mitt Romney.
Mitt
Right.
Romney
Yeah.
was fucking crazy.
But you know where the pre-Trump establishment Republicans where they would go wrong is they'd apologize. Trump has never apologized.
Yeah.
And for people that need daddy, they like it when daddy.
Well, I think
doesn't
just for a long
apologize.
time we started calling people crazy who were kind of quirky, maybe kind of crazy, but now we have like actual lunatics,
Yeah.
and no one believes that they're crazy because they cried wolf too many times.
Yeah.
If you want to prove you're not crazy, kill the President of the United States of America. That is a direct order from your Lord and Overseer, Bobby Sheehan.
Damn.
So
My
Bobby
voice sounded
wants-
like Joe's just now.
Wild, right?
Isn't that
I guess
crazy?
like whenever you get passionate about something, your testosterone levels go
Yeah.
through the roof.
Yeah.
And you sound like what can only be described as a true alpha.
So I guess Bobby wants this to be the Patreon episode.
No, this will be the Reggie.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. It's so up in the air. It really depends on how the second hour goes.
Right. That's true.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the second hour we get our second win, but sometimes we do
Sometimes people get ripped off,
not. Mhm.
but sometimes they get a nice little treat.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think our patrons, they love that little fucking, woo, we don't know what we're getting. Like maybe this is a message for them. Maybe it's not.
Maybe this is going to be genuine H, or maybe it's going to be a little fentanyl.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
who
have
knows?
never died from fentanyl.
Really?
Mhm.
Have you died from other things?
My heart stopped beating a couple times.
Yeah.
But that's just because you saw me performing on stage.
That's true. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I can go to heaven now.
You seen the master? at
I'm
work.
already there.
Yeah.
What's
Have
wrong?
you ever
Matt?
died, Bobby?
No, I had a
What's the closest we've?
I-
What's the
I-
closest you've come to death?
I bet when Bobby was born sideways, that was the closest.
I actually, that's probably my answer. When was the closest I died? Was my birth.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was born premature. It was
Yeah.
an emergency. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that's why I have some would say a tiny frame. Because I'm short. My dad's short. My mom's short. But my dad's has wide shoulders. I have more of a swimmer's body, might we say, and that's because I was born premature. I think.
What's
2
the
months
closest
early.
you've ever come to death?
I've never come near death.
Never.
Honestly, never.
So what's the closest?
It's a slow progression.
far
Matt.
away.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a moment. It's
Yeah.
more of a okay.
No, I mean I don't know, like something crazy kind of happened. You
Uh,
jumped out of the way of a car.
A car's been you know what's funny is like there have been cars that have been like screeching towards me, but I never jumped out of the way. I just kind of stood there and looked at it and just kind of like, oh well. And then like they would hit the brake and like, get out of the way. I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah.
But I've never been like, oh, I guess I don't have a fight or flight. I guess I just have an acceptance of the inevitable.
Well, there's
Yeah.
fight, flight, or freeze. Some people freeze.
Oh, I
So
guess
if you
that's
read
me.
the Gavin de Becker's book, oh wait, no, it's not Gavin de Becker. It's Rory Miller, Meditations on Violence. I think that's the book where he talks about. It's a self-defense book, and he says the most important thing is to recognize that you're in a freeze and how to break out of it. Because most people, or not most people, a lot of people when they're attacked, they don't fight or flight necessarily. They just stand there. Like they hope that if they just stand there, the bad thing will stop. The attack will stop, and it's because in nature sometimes,
Brown
like
bears.
a deer, or
If it's brown, lay down. If
But-
it's black, attack.
Right.
If it's white, good night.
good night, buddy. But
What if it's panda? If it's panda,
What if
fuck
it's-
them like Amanda.
Yeah.
if it's
There you
Panda
go.
Express, go inside and get a meal.
Nice.
It's Panda
If it's,
Express, orange chicken.
What else is there? There's a Okay, we got panda, we got polar, we got
Koala.
brown bear. If it's a koala, hey man, holla.
A Hispanic koala.
Yeah.
Hey man, I just been hanging
Hey,
in the
man.
tree, man.
I'm eating this eucalyptus.
Yeah.
The Spanish koala, say hola.
Nice.
Aw,
What
hola,
other
koala.
bears are there?
Polar bears, it's white, good night. Grizzly bear, I guess that would be either brown or black.
If it's grizzly bear, fill it with your jizzly hair.
There you go.
Okay. Wait, so I have to wait. I'm cutting off my hair and jizzing into my hair,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this in the span of a few seconds.
Uh-huh. How bad do you want to live?
Not that bad.
What about a Pooh bear?
If it's a Pooh bear, touch you down there.
It just rhymes with bear. They're all bears.
Oh, if it's a Pooh, what you gonna do?
There you go. If it's a Pooh, hashtag me too.
Do you think that that was like Apu was an offensive caricature and that Hari Kondabolu was brave for making that documentary?
The problem with Pooh Bear, that's what it was about,
The
right?
problem with Apu Bear.
Yeah, because of Winnie the Pooh, we think that all bears don't wear pants. And he was yellow. Looks a lot like President of China. It's a little offensive.
Yeah. Sheehan Ping Pong.
Yeah.
That's his full name. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know that.
Yeah.
Sheehan Ping Pong.
What's wrong, Bob?
What were we talking about before Bears?
I don't know. This one is all over the place.
This is a nightmare. And we
yeah.
have another hour. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Maybe instead of the Patreon, this one might just go into the dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll try again. Hey everyone, welcome to Locker Room Talk.
The guy's freezing.
Freezing. Yeah. Okay. Because
In nature, sometimes it works.
yeah, because if you're sometimes predators they can't see that well. So if you're prey, just stand still and he might like walk right by
Like
you.
a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Their vision is based on movement.
Mhm.
Bobby, you need glasses normally, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing contacts now.
Oh,
yeah,
but
so
that's why like
a lot of predators
well,
can't
like,
see well.
yeah. That's why like the playground is so great because everyone's moving around all the time.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah.
that actually makes perfect sense why a predator would go to a playground then.
Yeah, they're all in one spot.
And they're moving they're always like when are you ever like sedentary at a playground?
Yeah, never. It's like a
Uh-oh.
discovery zone.
Kids run.
Yes.
Bobby's been to a fucking discovery zone.
Yeah.
I've been to a place I don't remember the name.
Well, he
but-
calls it scouting.
So your answer would be the brain surgery, I assume.
Oh, closest I've ever come to death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about what my answer would. I was actually trying to think of like fights I'd been in, but yeah, brain surgery has got to be
Yeah,
it.
like
yeah.
when I got my fucking tumor cut out of my head.
Yeah.
It is wild that you let it grow for that long.
Why? It's cool. I loved it. And if it wasn't for my fucking goofy little girlfriend making me get my fucking tumor removed, I'd still have a fucking glorious bump to this day.
You could have done like bits about it.
It was fucking charming, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, 'cause like, when like when you see a supermodel with like a little freckle or something, like the slight
It's
imperfection.
humanizing.
Exactly.
It's
People look at Joe
humanizing.
Gorman and it's perfect in every
Yeah.
way.
Are you worried now that you're like a little too unapproachable because you don't have this tiny imperfection?
Yeah. And now I'm just like literally like a flawless human being. I hate
Yeah.
it. You know what was so funny was like it was nothing but fucking fat in that fucking bump. So it
Okay.
wasn't like a fucking like how
the
like
rest of you.
Yeah. It was like I have so much fat in my body. Like I had to like they had to find like new places for my fat to fucking manifest. It's like the fucking my brain was like, all right, look, we got at least an extra pound of fat. And it's like, look, there's not a fucking we don't have a cell to spare. It's like just dump it in the forehead. No one's gonna know. And then it's like, all right, get it out of here.
Yeah. The brain surgery would have to be it just 'cause I almost didn't believe it at first when the doctors were telling me about it because I felt so fine. Like I had been having mood swings, but like not close to death. Like people have mood swings or get anxious. Like when I was having like anxiety, paranoia, whatever, it's like fucking we all know people who are like that. They're not almost dying every time they feel it. And so I almost felt like, and some of this probably is true in general, that like doctors and surgeons, like almost once they save your life, they try and make it sound worse than it was to be like, fucking, you were in rough shape, but we're really good, so we were able to help you. I'm sure there's some of that, but then when you just like Google this, what I had, like an AVM or cerebral cavernoma, and the odds of it like bleeding, what happened, like. On WebMD and all these sites, they're like, oh yeah, there's like this % chance of it's like, yeah, there's no reasonable explanation for why I survived.
Yeah.
Thank God he did though.
It is wild, and then a few weeks after surgery, you're just back at work,
Yeah.
back doing stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm glad I'm not dead, but now I have to work to get food to continue not being dead.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Did your insurance cover your
Yeah.
surgery?
At the time, I was working security for a company that I had insurance through.
He was willing to take a bullet for handbags, as our friend Mark Henley.
Yeah,
May
I
he
was
live
working
forever,
security
would
at a
say.
thrift store. Yep.
Whatever, dude. We work jobs to have good insurance.
Yeah. It was, and they gave me all the time off. I had 6 weeks where I was just home. That was the nice thing about the brain surgery. Afterward, I just took 6 weeks off and didn't really do anything. And I would like gradually go out here and there. With the broken arm, it was like a week later, everyone's like, all right, so you're going back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like way more painful than the brain surgery.
Scary.
Yeah.
Because the brain surgery thing, it's like, oh, it's okay, my brain, whatever. But like
Yeah.
your bicep,
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah. I'm not like, when I had the brain surgery, it's a scar in the back of my head. I was able to turn my head fine, and then what else am I doing with it? With your arm, you're like moving it. You're throwing stuff, grabbing stuff. You're doing stuff with it all the time.
Yeah. You're making love to yourself.
Yeah. I'm not like you. I don't work on my neck in the gym, so.
Ooh,
How's that been going for you, Bobby?
pretty good. I mean, the work speaks for itself.
So
I
what do you
think.
do? How do you work out your neck?
I wear my 8 Mile beanie first of all. You don't have to wear an 8 Mile beanie. Any beanie will do. But and then you lay on the bench and you put
Another man's cock in your mouth.
They're like, all right, we're really gonna. And the guy's fucking cock goes all the way down his throat to stretch it out from within. So it's basically like an inverse gag reflex to slowly build muscle. Yeah, we're gonna work on toning and really work your Adam's apple. It's like I need you to go deep, and he just fucking shoves his cock all the way in.
Yeah.
The hardest part is you can only do it for a few minutes at a time, and really you want to spend the whole workout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun though, and it looks fucking weird. But the thing about working out at the Planet Fitness in Union Square is nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, you doing neck exercises is not in anyone's top 10 weirdest things they'll see in Planet Fitness in Union Square.
When you and I were there the other day, there was like some weird guy having some kind of meltdown.
Usama Siddiqui.
Yeah.
Was he really?
He was at the
We
gym.
did see
yeah.
him at the gym. He wasn't having a meltdown.
What was it? Was he sexually harassing women?
Probably.
He was all right, so people know me. They don't know Osama. It's not true. Osama doesn't do that. Some modicum of
He's-
responsibility.
yes.
Joe.
What? Why?
He's one of the good Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't ask for boob and vagine. Please send bob and vagine pic, baby.
He is an example of a guy that's like very, very, very skinny, but he's tall and handsome, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I
Wait,
mean?
how is that very, very skinny?
He's skinny.
Is it because of the?
I don't know.
It
I
has to
wouldn't be surprised if you could lift as much weight as him. When we were talking about tall, skinny people, all right, tall people being stronger than shorter people, I could see there are short people who could lift more than Usama.
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden.
Yes.
He's
He's a tall guy, 6'6", right? 6'5".
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, what
Not
were you
so sexy now, huh, ladies?
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Bobby?
I was just answering Joe's questions about
Yeah.
working out my neck. You
Yeah.
know? And it's fun.
Yeah.
It passes the time. That more than anything, I love listening to music. So that's mostly what the gym is to me.
Yeah.
Is listening to gangster rap while lifting very, to me, heavy weights.
How much is heavy for you?
Well, recently I have benched 75 on the Smith machine. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do my body weight eventually. My body weight right now is 135. It's probably going to get a little lower by
Yeah.
the time they're going to, like, ships passing through the night.
A 135 bench press in general is solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could, it's crazy how weak my shoulders are, though. Because,
Why?
for example, if I do the lat pull down, and the lat pull down mat, it works mostly your back,
Mm-hmm.
and your lats, of course.
Yeah.
And I could do 100 on that. And then shoulders, 35 on a good day.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's so I don't.
Wait, 35 like overall, both arms up like a shoulder press, 35
if I'm doing 3 sets of 12, I'm lucky if I could do 35 without failing on the last set.
Jesus.
I don't know what it is,
Awkward.
dude. And
yeah.
I spend
Mamma
a whole
mia.
day doing my shoulders too. I do like the farmer walks. I do
Yeah.
those, and those I could do like 40 pounds if I'm
Yeah.
walking along the
Right.
treadmill. I don't know what it is.
But military press, you 35 total. So if you had 2 dumbbells, you couldn't do 20 pounds in each hand.
So yeah, what would the conversion?
That'd be 40 pounds. That's
Okay, yeah, I guess so. I haven't.
Wow.
I don't really do it because I don't have like access.
what happened to your shoulders?
I don't know. I think I just have it's before I started working out a lot, I would like roll my eyes at people being like my genetics. But at this point, I'm like, it's been years. Why
Yeah.
are my shoulders so weak?
Oh, genetics play like a huge role.
Yeah.
In your ability to work out, or just in general when people talk about like guys on steroids, and it's like it's not gonna take like when they look at some athlete who's like huge again, it's like they're definitely on steroids. Like if they weren't on steroids, they'd still be way bigger than you.
Yeah.
Like it's not a magic potion that takes a tiny guy and makes them gigantic.
Yeah. You still got. If anything, it gives you the ability to work out for longer.
Yeah, because it helps you with recovery.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. You ever done steroids, Joe?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TRT.
You better believe it, dude. All that shit.
Yeah.
Blood in, blood out.
I would never I wouldn't do tren.
Yeah.
Why not?
But I would do TRT. I think the moment I start feeling weaker,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna break the law to do it. I want not just because I love the law, but I don't want I want a doctor to watch over me do it. You know what I mean? And the second I feel weaker than I have been, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? My relationship with fitness now is I get incrementally stronger and stronger, except for my shoulders.
I mean, were your shoulders stronger at one point and
No.
got weaker? Oh, okay.
No, but
They just don't build up.
But once I feel like I'm getting weaker due to the inevitability of age, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to fix that. And nothing too crazy. I don't want my balls to shrivel. Like trend to me seems crazy unless you're an actual bodybuilder. you
Well,
know?
it's weird that we're like totally accepting of like Viagra, Cialis, Blue Chew, but not TRT.
yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's almost this thing of we don't want to admit to ourselves that looks are important.
That Joe Rogan was right.
Or that, or like to admit like you're naturally weak and like you can't just do it yourself. Like by saying it's the same reason like people say like getting a prostitute is somehow cheating.
Yeah.
It's like just because like it's like well there's this honor system. It's like what honor system? being weak and only fucking women that you don't have to pay money for. What kind of life is that?
Yeah. There's a similar I guess it's not as much, but like women that get boob jobs, I feel like unless it's for their profession.
The only time a woman should be shamed for getting breast
Implants.
well just any kind of breast work done is if she's getting a reduction.
Right. Yeah.
Then they should be fucking killed.
Yeah.
I dated
Slapping
a girl
God in the
I once
face.
dated a girl who had a breast reduction surgery.
Why?
Tell
Tell me she was transitioning into being a man.
She wasn't. She still had big tits. I
Not
guess
big
they had
enough.
just been way bigger before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked her tits. If anything, it's kind of like I actually think that may be the ideal. Like getting them reduced to like C or D because then they're still big tits and they're perfectly shaped by a doctor.
Yes, that is a good point. And it's so funny that like no woman would be like, actually make them A's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Right,
like,
yeah.
my back fucking hurts, but still I want them to be bigger than average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I mean I like fake tits too, but there is a feeling to
yeah.
them of their fake tits.
You've
So
felt fake tits before.
yeah,
Matt's had sex with a woman with fake tits.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
How
I
the
think
A trans
couple
woman.
Are these from your ring rat days, I suppose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the Fight Club days.
Then the Fight Club days.
How do they feel? To my knowledge, I've never
Like
felt
a
any.
bowl full of jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did.
Bags of sand.
I does like this does feel like licking Santa's belly. It's a bowl full of jelly.
like I'm like, Matt's Jewish. Does he not understand
Yeah.
the tradition of Santa Claus?
It's a bowl full of jelly. I don't know. I guess
licking Santa's belly. So.
there's not really anything I could think of besides saying like a bag of silicone. Like
Okay.
it feels like they still feel nice.
Do you know upon contact that they're fake?
Um,
Or is it just because they look so
thi-
good that you're like, this is sculpted by a doctor?
I think you can kind of tell by looking at them if they're fake, and then once you're feeling them, yeah, for sure, I think so. At this point, probably because I've felt fake tits before, I'd be able to tell the difference.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I think seeing them, I could usually be able to guess. I guess you never know for sure, but I will say that I don't mind it. But when you feel big ones that are real, there is kind of a feeling of, oh, this is
The real deal,
like
baby.
God made this.
Uh-huh.
So when you have a girl who has a breast reduction, it's like the good part of the boob job in that they're perfectly shaped and perfectly well done, and it's real.
Nice.
So a breast
I'm getting
reduction,
fucking
yeah.
horny, dude.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
You said that to me like I haven't been horny in months.
That's true. Yeah, I am the resident expert on breast reduction and breast implant surgery. I guess.
Damn, dude.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's such a. It's good for women for being like, my back hurts, therefore I'm going to take care of this, even though it knocks me down a few inches via the sexual marketplace.
I don't think it does when you're going from like what a fucking like F to a D.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, if I had a 10-inch penis and they were like, all right, we're going to make it a 7-inch penis and it's going to make your life immeasurably better. I'm like, you leave my goddamn 10-inch penis alone. You know what I mean?
I think dick and boobs are different though.
How so? Explain how.
There are boobs that can get. I guess it's true with dicks too. I was gonna say get so big that they're off-putting.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I guess
boobs
that
aren't
could-
meant to like just be sexualized. They're meant to feed babies, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, come
So,
on, Joe.
a
It's
big ass-
2023.
Big ass titties mean
Well, same
more
thing.
fucking
you could
food.
you could say the same thing for Bobby's penis.
Yeah.
It's meant to feed babies.
Bobby doesn't have fucking kids suck his dick. He sucks the kids' dicks, you fucking
I'm
idiot.
sorry.
Come
yeah.
on, man. Be respectful
I'm
to his
sorry.
craft.
Yeah.
But it's a Patreon. Don't worry, Bobby.
Yeah.
It's a Patreon. It's a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
No one's going to find out unless I, God forbid, somehow goof up and accidentally put this one
As the free
on the
episode.
YouTube. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
It's locker room talk, baby.
Right. Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. There are, and also I don't like when big boobs really sag and like when they sag too much, that's not great either.
I have recently.
I'd rather have like D's in place than F's that sag.
I've had some that were very, very big, and very big, like cartoonishly big, is very exciting. If nothing else, because of the novelty of it.
Yeah.
But what turned me off was her nipple was her areolas was so big because they were like too big to be a normal
It was like
size
the
nipple.
areola was bigger than your face. Huh?
Yeah, it was honestly definitely bigger than my fist actually.
Was it big and like you could see like all those blue veins around the areola?
The blue vein, the veins are kind of nice.
Isn't it fucking disgusting when like a woman is like human and shit? It's like,
Yeah.
come on. What is this shit? You got fucking veins?
Mm-hmm.
Your tits aren't the fucking ideal size? What is this nonsense?
I-
You're lucky I'm going to reward you with my penis. But I'm going to have to immediately ask that you summon an Uber as soon as I climax.
I think you know what it was is it was the areola thing for me. It was a reminder that the tits were big because she was a BBW,
Ooh, was
and not
she
because
really?
they were naturally big.
What was her race?
Regular white.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. It's like I don't know if a girl is really overweight, has big boobs. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't.
Some people say it's like being a really skinny guy with abs, but I don't think that's it. No,
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, but it's even worse if you're a fat chick with small tits.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
dude,
like,
that's
damn.
it's like, come on, get it together, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know how this works?
she shows up like first date. I'm like, come on.
Come on, dumbass. How
Come
hard
on.
is this?
Yeah.
Big tits, little waist.
Yeah.
I am a little jealous that sometimes the avenue for a woman to be attractive is to be very thin, because in my opinion, that is doable. I could be very thin.
Yeah, so?
Give me a few months and I'll be rail thin.
Yeah, what's
But
the
of
problem?
course, that's not ideal for a man.
Why?
You want to be like kind of strong as a guy.
No, you don't. That's not the ideal.
Actually, now in like Brooklyn today, a lot of these
No,
like
I
skinny
know what you're gonna
hipsters-
say.
Yeah.
It works for Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart has
Kevin
to
Hart's
be ripped.
yes. Okay, for a short guy, but
Nah, what about
Yeah.
David Spade in the 90s? He was cleaning
Yeah,
up. At the
David
end of the day,
Spade.
you just need to have coke.
yeah.
Like let's not pretend it's anything. Like it's like, oh, fucking this, like just fellas, if you want to fuck a woman, have cocaine. That's all it comes
That's
down
true
to.
love. That's how you know a woman loves
Yeah.
you
Don't
viscerally.
let any of these guys like you just got to go in. Like don't let that Andrew Tate fucking way of being like, oh, I have fucking it's a fucking confidence. It's not. It's fucking coke. People like coke. If you have coke and you can provide coke to people, people will do things for you. And that's why I do cocaine by myself, because I want to make sure I'm doing shit for me.
See, Joe Gorman gave you the secrets to his Hustlers University for free.
I do enjoy doing coke. I remember, like at Skankfest, I bought coke off this guy, which is already hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I guess this is fun coke. It's like I didn't know it was probably like fucking fentanyl laced. I didn't give a shit. But I love doing coke in a hotel room. There's something about it where it's like this is awful, but it's so much fun.
Yeah. I was watching a few videos about Hunter S. Thompson.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how he lived as long as he did with the amount of coke he
Oh,
did.
it's all exaggerated, dude.
think
like,
so?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think like that guy. There was like that Joe Rogan reads this guy followed Hunter S. Thompson around and documented his drug use.
Yeah.
But he would ham it because like he loved an audience. Like
Yeah.
you exaggerate that stuff when there's
Well,
people
yeah,
around.
he like wrote down. There was a thing of his daily routine.
Right,
It
yeah.
was like wake up 3 p.m. cocaine, then this, then that, and later on he was like do cocaine for real,
Right.
like
Eat like a Monte Cristo sandwich.
Yeah.
And, all this kind of crazy
right between midnight and 8
say-
a.m. Then
right.
sleep till 3.
Right, and like he would always like smoke like a pack of cigarettes and
Yeah.
shit. But like that's all. Like I'm sure, like for the most part, like a lot of days he was probably nursing on like some alcohol and smoking cigarettes and then
Yeah.
doing some coke and smoking weed. But
Yeah.
you can't do all that all the time. Like
Dude, it's so many authors were just like complete psychos and madmen, and now when we have like we're so hypersensitive to people doing things kind of slightly immoral that we see nowadays, that some of it is kind of like I think some people are just going to be psychos, and
well now like
Yeah.
instead of writing a book, because that used to be the only way to really kind of express your ideas, people just like live stream mukbangs and shit.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be like a fucking like now they're going to say like, oh my god, like the YouTube in the early 2010s, that was madness where people were doing ice bucket challenges
Yeah.
and so it's all relative. It's just at the time writing was the way you would express yourself to a large
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course they were crazy. And now it's like a little more it's less that.
yeah, with like guys like Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, Floyd Mayweather, like, do you believe all the crazy shit these guys do? And I'm like, I do think those things are all bad.
Yeah.
They
but-
are also people who fight for a living. These
Yeah.
are going to be monsters.
But of
at
the-
least a percentage of the people who do this for their job are going to be monsters.
I'll say that, but of the people that you listed, Jon Jones has backed it up every single time. He's the GOAT.
oh
JJ?
yeah, John. Yeah, he just won this past weekend.
He
at
fucking moved up to
heavyweight.
heavyweight.
And
That's like
won.
crazy. He put on like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Did you see like the before and after,
Yeah.
like light heavyweight to heavyweight?
Yeah,
Insane. The guy's fought against multiple, like more than BJ Penn, more
Yep.
than Conor McGregor,
Yep.
and
He
back
is
it
I
up.
think it's tough to pick somebody else as the best of all time after winning at heavyweight.
There's no one better.
Yeah.
There's absolute. This is it's not up for debate. You
Yeah.
could say like maybe like pre 2009 Anderson Silva.
Anderson
Yeah.
Silva had an argument for it, but even then he had like lost in his early days. Jon Jones never lost.
John
His
Jones
one
lost,
loss was
yeah.
the disqualification against the deaf guy
Right.
when Matt
What's that?
Hamill. There was a deaf UFC fighter who fought Jon Jones, and Jon Jones beat the shit out of him so much he was actually doing illegal strikes and got disqualified.
And
he
there
was doing
was,
elbows down on top of him at a 12-6 angle, and 12-6 elbows are illegal. This is actually very funny. So early days of UFC, they couldn't get a lot of states it was illegal, and they couldn't get licensing places because it was seen as barbaric. John
Human
King-
dog fighting.
cockfighting.
Yeah.
John McCain called it human cockfighting. John McCain's wife, heir to the Chorus Throne, which was the #1 sponsor for boxing at the time, which saw UFC and Ultimate Fighting as a competitor. Coincidence that then John McCain came out and spoke out against the
Was
UFC.
this before or after he said, I never liked the Gooks and I'll always hate the Gooks?
It was in the early 90s, so or mid 90s.
Around the same time,
yeah.
literally.
Same.
Same speech.
Yeah. I think they asked John McCain what he really felt about UFC, and he tried to shrug, but he couldn't.
Yeah. And I know how struggling to shrug goes.
Yeah. Honestly, all this John McCain shit, I've had it up to here with it. But
For those just listening.
I did not raise my arm that high when I did that. So human cockfighting, UFC couldn't get past anywhere, so they started putting in regulations and like putting in rules. Basically, these different athletic commissions in different states would be like, all right, well, you can't allow this because it's barbaric. So the 12-6 elbow is actually not as dangerous as other elbows you can do, but it was during those days of them putting in regulations, some idiot on some state athletic commission was like, I once saw a karate guy break through a bunch of bricks or wooden plates by going 12-6 with his elbow. So we can't have that. That's too barbaric. So that was outlawed, even though there's no reason. It's not as dangerous as many other hits. But because of that rule, Jon Jones hit a guy like that and was disqualified. That's his one loss. And he was clearly beat. The guy at the end of the fight, you see the two guys. The one who's like a busted nose and like totally beaten up is the winner of the fight.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's Jon Jones' one loss. So whole career has never lost. Anderson Silva early in his career had like 1 or 2 losses, then went on one of the best runs of all time. But yeah, I don't think I think there's guys who are like in the conversation of best of all time, like George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, but at this, I think it's Jon Jones.
It's Jon Jones.
Yeah,
there's no.
I think it's Jon Jones. Then there's a gap, and then there's the other goats.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like Jon Jones has at least like another 6 or so years of his career.
We'll see. He's 35, and
but like Silva was like up into his 40s until it's interesting because the UFC, if you're able to evolve and adjust your technique, you can get a little more longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Floyd Mayweather. He's a boxer, but it's not just. And it's he's an older guy. He's in his 40s. So, we're living in this day and age where like if there's skill and there's the technology,
skill and technique, you can go further on. Well, yeah, with kind of nutritionists, modern like everything that we have now. There's in a lot of sports you have or at least like. I don't know. There was still some freaks. Nolan Ryan pitched till he was like 46, and he was still throwing like 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. There's not really like, but like LeBron is probably has more longevity than any athlete in NBA history. He's like 20th year, and he's still like doing the same, about as well as he was 20 years ago. I know wrestlers, you got guys now going to the late 40s, early 50s, still being able to physically do it. And I guess in boxing, UFC, we'll kind of see if there are guys going that late.
We're getting into it now. This is like what was it? They had, how are we at for time?
1:10.
Perfect.
We're round in third base here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Almost there,
getting
Bobby.
Getting into the home stretch. God, I can't believe we got to do another hour of this.
On a Tuesday.
We could bang out 2 on Sunday if you wanted.
No, we could do it now. I'm just messing around.
It does seem easier to do on a weekend. I do think we should bang them out tonight, but for some reason, like a Tuesday.
Well, because today we had to work.
Yeah.
So it's like an 8-hour work day on top of
right.
2 or so hours of podcasting.
Well, we can't tire ourselves out over the weekend. We're gonna have our anniversary dinner unless Joe throws a fit about what won the poll.
We'll see what happens, dude.
We should go to Discovery Zone.
Honestly, yes. All right, I'm gonna adjust the poll.
Do they have pizza?
They do. Do those still exist?
No.
Are there Discovery Zones anywhere?
Not in New York.
That type of thing only works for children that grew up without iPads.
Yeah.
They're like, why would I want to do that?
I would absolutely take an iPad over Discovery Zone. I would give up every single childhood memory I had growing up in the late 80s and early 90s if it meant an iPad.
I'm trying to think. I don't think Ball Pit beats Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja,
the game on the iPad.
Oh.
Never played Fruit Ninja?
No.
It's when you like have to a bunch of fruits like coming on the screen. You got to slash through all the pictures of Bobby Sheehan's face.
Ooh,
come on, man.
He's a fucking fruit.
Because fruit is a synonym for homosexual.
Yes.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, we're an
With
educational podcast.
With all of my soul. What's your favorite fruit?
Fruit?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had a fruit before?
Yes.
Yeah. And Fruit of the Loom underwear doesn't count.
Edible
is
men's
avocado a fruit?
Is an avocado a fruit?
I think it might be a vegetable.
No, it's not. Matt, look it up.
Jamie, pull up, is avocado a fruit or a vegetable?
Avocado is a fruit, and I'm going to say avocado.
Mhm.
Watch this.
I guess you could say
It's
this
a fruit.
episode
It's a
comes
fruit
with
because
guac.
its seed is on the inside.
Is that how that works?
Mhm.
Huh. So
Tomato's a fruit.
yes, I know that. But I believe that
Come on, Matt.
I believe
An
they're-
avocado is a medium-sized evergreen tree in the laurel family.
So it's a
what?
and fruit comes from a tree.
Are there no vegetable trees?
No, vegetables come from plants.
I'm just gonna
Plants are
Google,
trees.
is avocado.
Dude, we're
a
fucking
fruit?
retarded.
Plants and trees are different.
No, a tree is a type of plant, Joe.
No, what do you got? Okay, look right there. What's that? That's a fucking
Avocado
plant.
is yes, they are technically a fruit.
Okay.
Yes, bitch, in your
course.
fucking
I was
face.
hold on. I'm done with this now. I was agnostic as to what avocados are, but plants, trees are plants, Joe. It's like how
No,
humans
it's all
are in the animal
vegetation.
Oh,
kingdom.
no wonder Joe likes avocados because it has a dark green, nubby skin and grows year-round in California. Joe is an avocado.
Hell yeah, dude. I love it.
My favorite fruit between apple. I don't know. It feels like comparing apples and oranges here. I do it probably an apple or an orange. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm really because I like getting fruit cups when I'm out. And once I started
Does fruit
getting
cup count?
yeah,
Does
once I
the
started
syrup
getting
in a
those,
fruit cup count?
yes, I got real into fucking honeydew. Honeydew are nice. The cantaloupe. those
So
little fruit-
wrong.
Honeydew are great.
No, they're the most boring fruit. Honeydew and cantaloupe. Suck my dick, dude. Those
Do
are
the
awful.
dew.
No. You're lying to yourself, dude. And I'm sorry. I know it's been said by other people before, but I think you don't know your own body.
I like pineapple.
Pineapple rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapple is fun.
But the fact that you're
Yeah.
putting pineapple in the category of honeydew and cantaloupe.
Well, I don't like too much pineapple because in those like fruit cups, there'll be like the little bit of pineapple you get, and it's like, ooh, that's awesome, a little pineapple. But honeydew, you can just keep going, Drew.
Oh, come
I feel like if it was the
on.
other way around, I would get tired of the pineapple, and I'd be like, what? There was a little bit of I don't want a little bit of honeydew.
I
want a
don't-
whole bowl of honeydew.
I think big honeydew and big cantaloupe is behind this. I don't believe you're speaking honestly. I think you're in their pocket because
What?
I've never met somebody that
I like
people
honeydew.
people tolerate honeydew and cantaloupe.
No, honeydew and cantaloupe rule,
Oh
dude.
my god, I can't believe that. This is not fake outrage for clicks. I am actually, dare I say, flabbergasted that you feel this way.
Flabbergasted.
Joe, how do you feel about honeydew and cantaloupe?
I am 100%. I think they both fucking suck.
Thank
They're
you.
not. They're too middle of the road.
Granted, you hate all fruit, I assume.
Except avocado. But what I was that shit is like too fucking. I don't know, man. It's they feel like filler fruit, like a fruit salad.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? You're looking forward to strawberries. You're looking forward to fucking.
I'm not big
pieces.
on strawberries. I like the strawberry flavor. Like I have the strawberry acai refresher. I have strawberry in general, but strawberry flavored things. But I don't like the texture of the skin of a strawberry.
I mean, honestly, I would. Normally, I'd be like, well, that's fine. We all like different things. I love strawberries. But
Yeah.
now that I know you're fucking gay for cantaloupe and honeydew, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean,
That's
I'm
the
gonna keep
problem-
doing. I'm gonna keep doing the podcast.
That's
'cause
the
I love
problem
you guys.
with-
You guys are my friends.
That
but
is
this
kind of the problem with being like gay for fruit. Is that we've accepted gay marriage, but if you're gay for fruit, you still can't elope.
Goodbye.
Thanks for joining us, guys.